going to come down here to the terrain texture brush that I use. I'm going to come into here real quick. I'm going to hit alternate color. So here's the color that you picked up. This is what I'm getting off of his sample piece. And he's going to dust this stuff in on top of it. So I think I'm safe to be there. There. That's what I was wanting. Nope, I need to be 100% opacity, and I definitely need to be on the right layer. How about that? Let's do some of that. Just layering some stuff in, and we're going to cross the way over here. That's where it was at. Come down like this. There we go. Let's layer this all in. There we go. Go back up here. Take a look at this stuff again. Okay, so this is so what I did here is this color I picked up is a real highlight for this this mixture that he made here. Most of this looks super dark, but like these little spots here are staying on as highlights. So I made those highlights the base color because I'm having a real issue picking out this super dark color from the rest of the canvas. So I decided to go with a highlight color so I can see this border here. I don't have to keep that. I can just come in. I can brush in this terrain like that. So just quickly dusting it in, and then I'm going to come back through. I've got the texture brush for my smudge tool. I'm going to kick it up to 100% because again, when you go 100%, you are scooting pixels. You're not smearing them. See how that just kind of scoots along the surface with all these little breaks. So I can totally manipulate that to my own advantage. And tilt the brush, thin it up a bit because I'm further back. There, and I'm all working this in the same layer, so I'm manipulating the paint. There's interesting effects when you are doing smudging over. When you're changing layers, and because when you have a layer, it's empty. It is empty of pixels. And when you use the brush tool, you are adding pixels. And when you use the smudge brush, you are pushing pixels that are present to new locations. The lower the strength of the smudge tool, the more it leaves behind. So when you go into a layer. If you create a separate, so you have one color on one layer, and then you create a second layer with a different color, and then you begin pushing those pixels on the new layer above. There's sometimes strange artifacts like highlights, and if we might see it with the color palette we're working here. I doubt it though. Normally you're outside of the normal recommended RGB spectrum when you start seeing weird artifacts, but if they come up, I'll point them out to you. But I'm certainly not going to try to seek them out just to show you what not to do. But it is an interesting. The reason I'm bringing it up in the first place is because I'm mixing this dark and this lighter value together. I have hiccups. Excuse me. I'm gonna hit save, and while it's hourglass, grab a sip. Maybe that'll kill the hiccups. One could hope. So yeah, the reason I'm bringing this up is because I'm mixing these two colors on the same layer, and the reason I'm doing that is specifically because I want to avoid any kind of odd artifacts. I'm not familiar with. I don't use this color palette very often, and so I don't necessarily trust if there's going to be any weird interactions if I get too much layering going on and separating too much color from each other. So, but I am really pleased with how that looks just offhand here. So here, cool. I like that, and that lays on a lot of terrain, and that's not even specifically the terrain that he was looking for. So let's come back down through here. I hit that. Go on these highlights here. There. That looks pretty good. I love how easily this texture brush lays in really cool looking terrain. That is pretty dang easy. So let's come back here, take a look at that real quick, and we're going to I suspect that's where we're going to be at. Let's go ahead and have him push it a little bit. Oh man, I'm already approaching a half-hour mark, and I've gotten very far. That's what I get for noodling. See what he's doing? See those break effects is essentially what I'm been simulating. I suspect his color range is going to be different. I want to pay attention to that. So I'm going to layer in a second. I'm going to use this as a second layer. Nice. Well, I can definitely do bushes. Yeah, that'll do. Okay. Go back here to Photoshop, into the palettes. Cool. Okay, very cool. There, new layer. Reduce the size of the brush. I'm going to come through here. Just dust some of this onto here. There you go. Just yeah, there's no strange artifacts, so I was concerned there might be, but an occasion will arise in which we'll see that here in the future. I am certain, but again, I'm not going to specifically try to track down weird flaws in the system that create unusual visual results. If I don't have to deal with it, I'm not going to seek out trouble just to fix it. That's foolishness. Don't seek out trouble. That is the number one rule of playing smart. Don't try to cause trouble. There we job we trust. Just angle a little bit. Change the angle again. There we go. No. Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. I don't want to overdo it though. You didn't overdo it. There's no sense for me overdoing it. But that is certainly looking pretty keen. That looks pretty good. Okay, I'm just gonna nudge this a little bit. Okay. Oh, I just gotta let that go. Okay, cool. Gonna hit save, and we're at a half-hour mark. I really do want to put in some terrain. Boy, I just cannot stop noodling. I really enjoy that. Okay, say that again. Hourglass, hit sip. All right, so let's see. There's that. We got a new layer coming down. You know what? Nope. I'm going to take a few moments here and put in some terrain, or put in some of the shrubbery. I really want to do it. I was hoping to get to it today. I'll let myself get distracted by noodling, and I'm not going to penalize you, the audience, for doing it. Okay, so here's interesting. He's laying on this paint. Here's a base paint color. Here's a better representation. But check this out here. That's actually let me grab that. There. And versus here. Okay, so here's the base color that he's basically using up here. But here, that little dot is up here. That's a highlight. That is the camera from the studio reflecting off of piled paints. It's because he's using this tapping method. He's dumping globs of paint, as you can see, dumping globs of paint onto the canvas, and occasionally the lights will catch from the camera and create these artifacts. So that's not the actual color that he's using. That is a hyper. That's like a. It's a hyperlit version of the color. You can see that it's the same color. If I was looking for a really bright highlight, that would be a really good place to come and grab it, but that's not actually what he's attempting to do. So I don't want to false represent the full painting by doing that, but that's a good highlight, and here is a darker bit. So I can utilize, I can look at these together real quick. So I got a new layer down, and I just want to come here and nudge this a bit because it's looking pixelated. I don't want it to look pixelated. I mean, I'm sure once I'm done with all the terrain, I'm sure it won't look pixelated once I get all the foliage down. But I also don't want to start off with a failure, so I may as well pay attention to it for a moment. And this is exactly why I don't get done in 30 minutes like he has. Well, first off, again, I've mentioned this repeatedly. He does